What's happening, friends? Welcome to episode 95 of the Game Moose podcast. We're only 5 more weeks until episode 100. I am one of your hosts, Ryan Turford, alongside the ghost with the most, Drew McMillan.
Yeah, 95 is a milestone. It's quite the milestone.
It's not a palindrome, though, at least.
I know.
We're almost there. 99's coming up real quick.
Ryan likes his palindromes.
Palindromes are cool. And, of course, Broccoli himself, Brock McLaughlin, is also here.
We've been doing these videos for a good number of these episodes now, and I still have no idea what to do with myself when you introduce the podcast. So I just kind of stare blankly into the camera. Like
wave to the people. Say hello.
Say hello.
I don't want to.
Hello.
Every time I think I'm going to think of something cool, and I can't think of anything.
I mean,
I just stare.
That's what I do. I always try and think of something witty, and I'm always terrible at it.
I got nothing.
This is just me refined after like 94 fucking weeks of doing this show, of like coming up with witty things.
This is just a good reminder that you guys should be watching the video on YouTube.
Yeah,
and subscribing.
100%.
Go to the
That's a
Game
good place to
Moose
watch
YouTube
things.
page.
By the way, big news, guys.
Big news.
DK Canada just followed me.
That's bizarre.
The book company.
Yeah,
Because you
I
posted
tweeted
pictures.
about them.
You
Yeah.
tweeted stuff from their book. I love DK Canada.
I do too. Their Lego books and their Marvel books are awesome.
I love their travel books. I have all of it. Like every time I travel, I buy a book for wherever I'm going.
I'm so glad they decided to sponsor our show then.
When I went to, they didn't. They're getting these plugs for free. DK, I like your shit, man.
They can make a book about this podcast.
Yeah,
that's true.
700 episodes from now.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, they can.
And it'll just be a lot of sad photos of us. Here's the podcast equipment, and it's just dusty, and it's like goop hanging off, or just years of spit on it.
See, I had to make the joke from last week because, of course, you guys kept fucking joking that we were sponsored by Chipotle, and it was really annoying.
Hey, he did. I was the one who was very emphatically saying no, we're not.
I'm
so we don't
lumping
get
the both of
sued
you
by
two in
Chipotle.
together.
Bring it on, Chipotle.
We are not sponsored by Chipotle or DK Books.
No, this is not a paid promotion.
That's not a thing. Although, once again, the contact page on the Game Moose website is always open.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Reach out.
Anyways, on this week's show, in case you were wondering why I'm holding Monokuma in my hands,
Or you wondered what he was holding.
we're going to talk about Danganronpa this week. We're also going to talk about the Tokyo Game Show, because that happened this week. There's lots of news out of that.
That's very exciting. TGS.
And then we're going to talk about Fortnite, because none of us have played it, but we're going to talk about it anyway.
Oh, we're going to talk about it.
Yep. But
Yeah.
first,
Guys, I miss Space World.
yeah,
Remember Space World?
I remember Space Jam.
Space.
I also miss... Space Jam is so good.
I'm still waiting for Space Jam 2, man.
I've never seen Space Jam.
Wow, you are missing out.
I have seen the Space Jam website though.
It's got Bill Murray.
Yeah,
and-
well, just listen to the song. Here's the slam
believe
and
I can-
welcome to the jam.
Oh, I thought you were gonna sing "I Believe I Can Fly" because that was a banger.
That's my karaoke staple. Every time I
Nice.
go to karaoke, I sing "I Believe I Can Fly."
I had that album on disc and I played it out. It did not work anymore. It was a good album.
Yeah, my little brother was the
I
same
remember
way.
"Welcome to the Jam" very well.
I really like R. Kelly's "Trapped in the Closet" series.
I have such a thing. I really want to not listen to R. Kelly, but I can't not dance when his jams come
Yeah,
on.
they're pretty pumping.
It's one
His
of those things you just can't
1997
look away.
debut was incredible.
Let's be real.
You can't look away, Brock.
Come on and braid my hair.
Well, I could look away in some cases with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, the one particular instance I think we can all agree on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't watch that, then you're party to a crime.
But every time I hear R. Kelly, I just think, wow, what a banger.
Yeah.
As long as I guess I'm not paying him any money for any of his stuff, it's okay, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's been
is
a
that how it
while.
works?
Well,
Yeah. If you hear it on the radio, I mean, are you a party or are you an accomplice to what he's done?
well, I mean, just
Allegedly.
Like if you listen to Spotify,
Allegedly.
or something like that,
Yeah.
anything like that.
But I'm gonna rap every word.
Yeah.
'Cause he had some bangers.
Yeah. Yeah. Just popping them out all the time.
I was never an R. Kelly fan, but when he was doing that, I wasn't really into
I think
R&B or hip hop.
I think you need to give the audience at home a moment to fully realize that you were never an R. Kelly fan.
No,
I think that's shocking.
I liked. I was more into metal, so
Really?
yeah.
That's very
I could see
surprising.
that.
In high school, I was in a band. We were terrible, and I was a drummer, so of course playing a bunch of metal stuff.
That's
and
right. I forgot there.
metal was
Wow.
metal and rock was like my music of choice, like up until I was like 25, and then I started branching out into other things.
I forgot that there are two shitty drummers in this podcast because I'm also a shitty drummer.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wanted to try and play bass, but I was horrible at that. But
bass is the easy one.
Yeah, but I can't keep a beat with it all.
There's only 4 strings.
357 all day long. I saw Guar at 15 and that changed my life.
Yeah,
That was the best metal band in my life.
All right. All right. So some inside dirt on Drew here. I once sang very briefly in an Iron Maiden cover band.
What were they called?
Oh my god.
I can't remember. It like we did 3 shows.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did
And
you
there-
sing Run to the Hills?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
Wow.
it.
But the problem is, like, Bruce is up here,
Yeah.
and listen to my voice. I am down here,
And that's a long song.
and it's very operatic.
So wait, you were drumming and singing that song?
No, I was not drumming in that band.
Oh, so you didn't pull a Dave Grohl then?
I did not. I didn't grow it up. I was not Phil Collins for that Iron Maiden cover band. I don't think that's physically possible. Like
Sing and drum?
to sing like Bruce and
Oh, yeah.
drum. That dude, he's got.
I was gonna say you can definitely sing and drum, but maybe not.
I
in the
heard
same
Iron
way
Maiden
as
don't
Bruce.
play Run to the Hills anymore, and that's very disappointing.
Yeah, well,
Well,
what are you gonna do? But yeah, this my range. It starts here, and it goes down to about here. Oh, and that's it. Like they didn't go higher than that. There's no.
You could be in like a Joy Division cover band.
Yeah,
I could
there
see
you go.
that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk
This
about
has
video
been
games.
Pop Music Moose.
Starting next week. We have pop music.
Yeah, every week we're gonna talk about pop music for the first 10 minutes of the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, this is a good segue though into what we've been playing this week.
Speaking of pop music,
I know at least you guys have mostly still probably been playing Destiny. Have you guys been playing anything else? I mean, you can talk about Destiny still, but we talked it to death the last 2
I've been
weeks.
playing Destiny a bit.
Yeah.
I've been playing the Ninjago. I don't know why I always
Lego
say it.
Ninjago movie.
Ninjago, Ninjago. The game
Yep.
that came out on Friday. I've been playing on the Switch. It's fun. The combat system is really good and unlike any other Lego game.
Oh, so it's
you can
different
like
from
link combos and stuff like you're like Dark Souls.
Oh,
it's
that's
really
cool.
weird.
That's
And you can
interesting.
like throw up people into the air and you go flying after them and like cut them down.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But the game wasn't optimized for Switch, so it's really hard to read portably. Like it's horribly
So
hard.
it's like Dead Rising on Xbox 360.
Yes, you can't see anything.
Oh,
Like, you
God.
can't see anything. I remembered that. That was horrible.
Trying to play it in SD, you literally couldn't read it in
No.
SD.
Anything.
Yeah, I remember my buddy got a 360, and he got Dead Rising, and he had an old tube TV, but it was huge. It was like one of the biggest tube TVs you could get, and you couldn't. It was SD, and you couldn't fucking read it.
Anything.
It was just blurs. It was like tiny little box and blur.
So this is like,
Yeah.
but I saw the movie on Wednesday and I loved the movie.
Right.
And it's literally just cutscenes from the movie with the game.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I get what's going on.
Nice.
Kind of.
At least like the combat's good.
The
so at
combat's
least there-
really
It sounds
fun.
like if you maybe played it on another platform, it'd probably be redeemable.
I want them to bring this combat over to LEGO Dimensions because it rules.
provided
I-
we get more Lego Dimensions.
Yeah, and I did play the Beetlejuice LEGO Dimensions,
told me.
and I did I talk about this
Last
already?
week, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then there we go. That's pretty much all I played, I think.
Nice.
Beetlejuice Lego Dimensions.
Yes.
Yes.
Beetlejuice.
He's part of the
Did it
new.
feature the likeness of Michael Keaton?
No, but the guy sounds a lot like Michael Keaton.
That's pretty good.
A lot like
Oh, so
him.
he doesn't
Yeah.
sound like the Beetlejuice cartoon Beetlejuice.
No.
He sounds more like Michael
No,
Keaton.
he sounds like Michael Keaton.
Okay.
Very interesting.
I think that's about it. That's about all I played.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of a bore. I built a lot of Lego this week
That's
and watched a lot of shitty movies. Like I watched every summer blockbuster that came out.
Well, you got me excited for building. So I'm a crazy Lego nut. You know that, right? Like you've seen
You
my
have a lot of Lego.
my
at home.
giant boxes and boxes of Lego, my giant Lego spaceships and stuff. I do some like high level stuff.
Lego is very hard to keep when you live in Toronto because our
Yeah.
apartment sizes are very small.
It's
Especially
not.
in, like
It's
this
a difficult hobby. Like I want to keep everything sorted, but like it's hard, man. Yeah.
Now my room just has Lego all over the floor.
Yeah, but you got me all fired up, so I stopped at the Toys R Us. Ryan, the podcast studio is like right next
Above
to
a
it,
Toys R Us.
right above a Toys R Us, which is handy for us. But their selection was like woefully inadequate.
They also just had a giant sale on all Legos. Like everything was like 50% off or whatever.
Whoa!
You're supposed to tell us when this shit happened.
Yeah.
It happened
Brock.
last week. I told you about it, and
fuck.
Brock
That's
went to go
mine.
look at it.
Oh.
It's still my water.
2 weeks in a
2
row.
weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. We talk about
I
Lego.
didn't drink from it. I didn't drink from it.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
trust,
close.
I trust your
It's
mouth.
close.
Guys, this is really good podcast content.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Well, we're not talking about Destiny, so we're probably pleased.
No, but I mean the last To be fair, the last 2 weeks we talked like everyone's ears off about Destiny. So
So I played Destiny.
Okay, great. So let's bring it back to Destiny.
Well, you gotta talk about.
Wait, we're
someone's
not
gotta-
done your Lego story yet. So what'd you get? Anything?
I didn't get anything.
No,
they
'cause
didn't
the
have- they didn't-
selection was crappy.
They didn't have the Nexo Night shit I wanted.
yeah, because as I mentioned, the store had kind of been cleared out.
Yeah.
Because
I don't
of
remember
the sale.
Nexo Nights.
It's new. It's brand new. It's like
Okay, yeah.
medieval meets sci-fi.
Because they have two huge castles, like I guess a good one and a red bad one, and the
Yeah.
bad one is sweet.
So the Nexo Night stuff is like it's a castle, but also like a giant rolling tank.
Is it a show or something?
I think they tried to make it a show. I don't know. Yeah, and like they got like glowing swords, like it says like sci-fi medieval shit.
Kind of like Final Fantasy.
Yeah, but with less.
You just had to bring up Final Fantasy, didn't
The
you?
series Final Fantasy is like that, bro.
Yeah, with less like bikinis, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So you're saying about Destiny?
Yeah. So I was
Played
playing Destiny. We gotta talk about Trials of the Nine, guys. Trials of the Nine is here.
Well, you say this, but I don't think either one of us have done
I
it.
have not.
I told you last week I did Trials of the Nine once and it sucked. And so here's what I learned. Trials of the Nine, the meta is, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's Mida Multi-Tool. Just use Mida Multi-Tool.
But-
Everyone's using Mida Multi-Tool.
Isn't that Kirk from Kotaku's favorite weapon?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
he
You saw the
wrote
article.
he wrote a list about the five top weapons, and it's just that one.
It's just
one-
Mida Multi-Tool,
Yep.
Mida Multi-Tool, Mida Multi-Tool.
And actually, that's not just Trials of the Nine. It's anytime I play Crucible ever.
How do you
You
get
should
it?
play it.
It's a really easy quest that you do in the EDZ.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an exotic quest.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
It starts at as soon as you hit 20, it unlocks, and its recommended power level is 260, but it's pretty simple. It's not hard.
Yeah, and that gun is just OP as fuck,
Yeah.
especially in PvP.
Yeah, it's because your radar stays up when you're using it, first of all, which is really amazing. And then it's just like it's really, really accurate and punches really hard. It's a scout rifle.
Especially in Trials,
Yeah.
where you lose your radar.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's just.
Wait, you keep your radar?
No, there is no radar at all in Trials. Yeah.
But with the
this
Mida
gun-
Multi-Tool, you do.
You do have it.
Oh,
Same thing with the
that seems-
knucklehead
that
radar
seems
as well.
cheap.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. The knucklehead radar, I'll give it
That
to
might
you as
be
well.
nerfed.
Why do you think everyone uses it?
Ah.
I suspect it will be. Also, like the current maps, both weeks for Trials.
Well, they had to change one of them because there was a bug in the one map with the different modes. So they had to basically switch it back to the last week's. Essentially.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of range in it, so it really favors scout rifles right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well, that's just from someone who plays Crucible a lot. Like that's just the meta in
Yeah.
Crucible, just in general, is on almost all the maps. It's long range.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much using just scout rifles and pulse rifles.
there's a handful of them that are like tight quarters, and you can, in some instances, you can make the choice to try to like stay in a place that has like you just don't go outside, basically.
Right.
But especially like I've noticed when playing the quick play playlist, there are a lot of people who are using who are using the tactic of like when they're playing that like what is essentially the team deathmatch mode. Just everybody just kind of like packs into a corner and just waits for people to come to them and kill them. Yeah,
That's what you got to do.
yeah. So yeah, it's fun. And I'm still playing it, just not as much.
Yeah.
And that's all I've been playing.
I have a question for you both.
Sure.
Did anyone pick up the new Magic packs on Friday?
No,
The Ixalan pack.
the Ixalan pack.
Well, it was pre-released this weekend.
Right.
The set doesn't come out actually until Friday.
Pirates and mermaids and
Dinosaurs.
dinosaurs, dinosaurs and pirates. Pirates riding dinosaurs.
That's the dinosaurs from Dungeons and Dragons that are also added.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
All
I
right.
don't know what Dungeons and Dragons has done in the last 10 years.
they're adding dragons
Oh.
and like dinosaurs.
And dinosaurs.
Yeah,
I
don't-
like
not
both.
dragons. They're adding dinosaurs.
They'll
I like
probably-
dinosaurs. Dinosaurs I
Yes.
like. Well, I saw there's turtle people now. So you can play as like a turtle person
That
instead
doesn't
of like an
sound
elf.
cool at all.
Yeah, but no, you play as a turtle person and then you get some nunchaku and an
then you're a
orange
ninja
mask,
turtle.
and then you're a ninja
And then you're
turtle.
like, go ninja, go
Do you have
ninja,
a
go.
do you have a high defense, but you're slow to move?
I didn't look at the stats. Again,
Interesting.
I haven't played that game in like 2 editions, so I don't know. I wouldn't know where to begin with the rules. I imagine they're similar, but yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, what up to my role-playing nerds?
Word.
Nice.
P&P.
Yep.
I'm also reading a nerdy book right now called Blood, Sweat, and Pixels.
Yep.
By
By our
Jason
boy.
Schreier. Yeah, from
You're
Kotaku.
reading Jason
yeah,
Schreier's book.
yeah, got it on Amazon. It was
Yeah.
like $13. It's really good.
Is it self-published?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Good
we'll find
question.
out.
I don't know, but yeah, it's a good book.
The
Good
real
on you,
question
Jason
is,
Schreier.
If you want to know about like video game development and like what goes into it, it sounds like hell.
Yeah.
Read his
Crunch blows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds horrible.
Nobody
to
likes
make
it.
a video game.
Yeah.
The real question
this is why we
though,
just talk about them and not make them.
Yes, and criticize them.
Yeah.
does it go into the reason why he decided to cancel No Man's Sky?
No, delay No Man's Sky.
Hey-o.
Yeah, they
Delay.
should have canceled it.
Yeah, they
Decent
should have
trier.
canceled that.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
just had to. It's awesome.
They probably should have delayed it more.
Or
from
you know
what we're hearing.
why Assassin's Creed just leaks every year before it comes out.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or 2 years in
Well, when you
Origin's
have
case.
so many employees that like
Yeah.
Ubisoft does,
Yeah,
it's
we're
bound
looking
to
at
happen.
40 different studios working on a game.
They have like 30,000 people working for them. Don't
Yeah.
they now? It's crazy.
Yeah, like I think they have just like a warehouse in like Brazil that's just coders just for miles.
That's the population of Canada.
You know, like there's 30 million is the population.
No. I think it's the same as Ubisoft.
They're probably
I just
the
like
same.
imagine the warehouse from Indiana Jones from
Yeah.
the
second one?
The first one. The first one. It's not called Indiana Jones. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, yes.
You know, it pans up. Imagine that, but then just coders.
Top men.
As far as the eye can see.
I mean,
Yeah.
have you ever seen the credits of an Assassin's Creed game? There's probably about
yeah.
30 million.
And they're working on the new Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Or just more Assassin's Creed.
They're definitely
excited.
working on the new Splinter Cell. They have to be.
They kept
I'm not
hinting
saying
at
that
it.
because they have some kind of inside dirt.
They just have to be.
They have to be.
They have to be.
They spend all that money on Tom Clancy's fucking name. They got to use it. for
Rainbow
whatever
Six
they
and
can.
The Division are printing money, though.
Yeah.
And Ghost Recon.
So
And Ghost Recon,
Print
the
more money.
best-selling game this year still.
Yeah.
And it probably will be by the end of the year.
when are they going to bring back Hawks?
Never.
I said
Oh,
Hawks.
wow.
Yeah, it's a deep
Oh,
cut.
yeah.
With
It's
an
a deep
H.
cut. Oh, no, the real question is when are they going to bring back N-War?
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that
Command
one.
with your voice.
That's the real-time strategy Tom Clancy game where you can command everything through your voice.
yeah.
Nope,
It came
no
with
thanks.
a mic and it was all voice command.
What was this for? 360?
Everything,
Oh.
including handhelds,
You know what? I really want to see.
including PSP.
I want to see someone with a Scottish accent try to play that game.
Oh,
Because
God.
famously, people with Scottish accents they don't get picked up by voice recognition.
Yeah.
Like Siri just can't handle it.
Or like Rainbow Six 3
Yeah.
was real bad about that.
Yeah.
You had to say breach and clear on Zulu, and then they'd do it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Breach and clearance.
Yep. Anyways, let's get back to talking about video games. So,
weren't we just doing
Yeah,
That's true.
Ryan.
that? Unnecessary segue.
punishment time. I'm just going to throw Monokuma at you. All right. So, of course, I only played 2 games this week, but I beat 2 games this week, actually.
Played the shit out of them.
I played the shit out of both of these motherfucking games. I haven't really gone outside much this week. So, I'm going to get into the first
we
one,
can tell.
which we told a little bit about. I talked a little bit about last week. Metroid Samus Returns came out. I beat it this morning, 100%ed it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Bravo.
Fan-fucking-tastic. That game is awesome. My review is going to go up hopefully tomorrow. I'm finishing writing it tonight after an NHL draft that I'm doing after this podcast. But I'm excited. I'm really excited to tell you all about it.
Can you share a score with us? Have you formulated the score for that particular game?
I have formulated that the score will be 92.
92.
92.
That puts it up there with some other games in the Game Moose review pantheon.
That's true. I believe that when I sit down and think about this game, it's not. I don't think it's as good as Zero Mission or Super Metroid, but it's definitely better than Fusion. It's better than
Yeah.
the original 2D Metroid games. So on the scale of 2D Metroids, that's where I would sort of put it. It's also probably in the same boat for 3D Metroids, because the only 3D Metroid game I would probably put above it is the original Metroid Prime, which I loved. But I mean, from what it does with the combat, which it changes just from the melee counter to the different Aeon abilities, it changes the combat so much. For example, there's a slowdown Aeon ability that you get later on that you use instead of the speed boost. So the way that's incorporated into the puzzles is so much smarter thought out than the old speed boost puzzles.
Oh.
Because the old speed boost puzzles, you really just have to find a way to run really fast.
Just run fast. Just get your lead up.
Right. Whereas this time you have to like try and use the time stop to stop the automatically crumbling platforms long enough so you can basically bounce off of them to do different things.
That's cool.
Or
sounds like
run
fun.
across them and things like that. Like they use that in really interesting ways. The boss fights are awesome. Just like Zero Mission, there's new bosses and new sections of the game that weren't in the original Metroid 2, because it is a Metroid 2 remake, which I won't spoil because again they're really really cool. They're well done. Each one has their own like 3 or 4 like different phases.
Right.
That will have like different mechanics
That's
depending on the phase. So it's really cool just trying to sort of work through the puzzle of how you're supposed to beat each boss.
Okay, Ryan, I have 3 questions for you.
Sure.
Is there a morph ball?
Yes.
Are there Chozo statues?
Yes.
Are there Metroids?
Yes.
Metroid confirmed.
Heads. Yeah.
I don't know what any of that means.
Yeah.
The Chozos are the bird people that give you your powers.
Okay.
They appear in statue form. Morph balls when you turn into a little
Okay, I
ball.
got that one from Smash.
And
Yeah.
the Metroids are the fucking... How can you not know what a Metroid is?
They're like the things.
They're little aliens that
things
suck
that
your
poke.
energy.
The cute little squishy
Yeah,
things
the
that suck
squishy
your life
thing.
out of you, and then they turn into giant horrific monsters.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, comparing it to AM2R,
Sounds like my ex-girlfriend.
which I know you played recently, Drew. AM2R
I
you played last
fucking
year.
love AM2R.
It's better than AM2R.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bold words.
It's a better game. I was really impressed by the game, especially coming from Mercury Steam, which is not a developer I have a lot of love for because they
Or faith in.
or faith in because I mean Castlevania Lords of Shadow was an okay game, and then they just got worse from there.
Castlevania Mirror of
Mirror of Fate.
buttholes, mirror checking out your butthole in a mirror.
Yeah.
That game
Or
was
even Lords of
terrible.
Shadow 2, like on consoles, like
That's such a
was
weird
pretty bad
feeling.
game.
What?
Such a weird thing to do, you know?
Look at your butthole in a mirror?
Yeah.
It's the only way to do it.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes you just
Sometimes
need to know.
I think you have to I don't know. I've never done it, but I think you have to get like multiple mirrors.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta have a
handle that.
mirror in front, mirror in the back.
Sure.
You gotta look in the mirror in front of you to see what's behind you.
All right.
Okay.
So you've done this.
Clearly.
I'm trying to explore all my body. I mean, I'm stuck with it for life.
You put a lot of
I
thought
mean,
into this.
I know what it does. I don't need to know what it looks like.
I don't know.
Pretty
I
confident.
wanted to see what my doctor saw.
Your doctor
Well,
looks
right
at it.
So, yeah, sometimes.
Have you never been for to a physical?
My doctor's never looked at
Yeah.
mine. What if there's something wrong with mine?
I don't know. You should go get that checked.
Do I
I
have to?
saw a sign on a poster once that said I should go get checked.
That's how you get checked for cancer.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. The prostate test, which is very important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyways.
Apparently, I was really young to get a prostate exam, but I think you're never too young.
Yeah. You're not supposed to
I
really.
mean,
You were doing it just for fun.
I really was. I wanted some action on a Monday morning.
Do you have any nurses available?
Yeah. So let's talk about Metroid again.
Yeah. Sorry. Back to Metroid.
So just but before we move on, just a couple criticisms. I spoke about this last week, but the fact that you cannot use the D-pad for this game is a huge oversight. I think I
Yeah.
might have even ranked the game higher if you could use the D-pad, but because you can't, sometimes it lends to some really awful problems with aiming. So that's one thing. Other thing, and this was a problem with the original Metroid 2 and with AM2R when we talked about that, was just the way that game is designed. It's designed around fighting similar bosses multiple times throughout the game, because basically the plot of the game is you're supposed to eliminate all the Metroids from SR388, which means you have to kill like 60 of them, and they come in like one of 5 varieties. So sometimes you'll go through large stretches where you'll fight one boss like 4 or 5 times.
So like vanilla, chocolate, strawberry.
Yeah.
Strawberry Metroid.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about ice cream flavors?
They're different. It's to illustrate a point.
How different are they than the original? Like
The first ones, the Alpha Metroids are pretty similar. The rest of them are totally different.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Because it'd be hard to translate the actions that the Metroids had in the Game Boy game.
Yeah, like when you get to the later Metroids, I think they're called Zeta Metroids.
Yeah.
They're so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like
Zeta Metroids are
they're the ones you fight before the Metroid Queen.
right. Yeah, those ones are really hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gamma Metroids are pretty tough too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Gamma Metroids are the ones you saw in the trailer that are almost like Panther-like.
Yeah.
And the cinematic battles you have with them are great. Like even just when you do the melee counter and you jump on top of them and just jam a million super missiles in them, it's just so satisfying.
That's cool. So it sounds like the Metroids are much different, like both in appearance and how they move and stuff like that.
I mean, the Alpha Metroids are really the only ones that are very similar.
Right.
Because
they're the classic.
They're the classic
The
ones.
floating bubble thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you went on a bug hunt.
Yep.
You gave it 92.
I gave it a 92. Again, I probably would have gone higher if you could use the D-pad because I think that's a huge oversight. Maybe one day when we get this game on Switch, that'll work. But I mean, in favor of that, the one nice thing about this game being a 3DS game is having the map on the bottom screen. Cool. Because that was such a great thing because you don't have to go into the pause menu like every 5 minutes or whatever, which is great. So that's Metroid Samus Returns. Look for my full thoughts again this week. Other game I played for review, Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony.
Oh, yeah, I played that.
Yeah, you did play that.
I did play that this week.
You technically did play it.
And then lost interest.
Yeah, well,
It just didn't.
I also told you how long it would be too.
Yeah, that scared me, and it didn't grab me like the first one did.
Really?
No.
Man, because like I first up until the end of the first trial, I kind of felt the same way. But after the first trial, I was like, I'm in. I'm all in on this game. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about it too much on the show. So look for my review for it because
the game's still not even out.
Because the game isn't out. Plus, I don't want to go. If I talk about this on the show, I'm getting into spoilers, and I kind of want to wait till everyone has a chance to play it first before I talk about that. This is one of those games, though. I'm telling you right now that I wish we could do a spoiler cast for. That I wish I could find. If anyone I know who's watching this has played Danganronpa V3 or is going to play it after it comes out, please talk to me. I want to do a spoiler cast with you.
Yeah,
John Bernardo on Twitter it is.
That's true.
He finished it.
He did finish it.
John Bernardo?
Yes, he finished it.
Who's that?
He's a Twitter guy.
Yeah, he's a game reviewer. I don't remember what website he works.
Yeah, I can't remember.
He's a we know lots of people on Twitter.
He's a Twitterer, man. He tweets his thoughts.
Him and Sean Capri are bros.
Okay. Oh, cool. Okay.
He's from Toronto.
All right, then he's cool. You're cool.
Yeah.
Sean,
he has finished V3.
Yeah.
I hear, and he said it was very, very long.
Yep. It takes about 40 to 50 hours to finish it, which is 20 hours longer than any other Danganronpa game. Because Danganronpa 2 took about 30 hours to finish, and the first one took about 15. So, yeah, they only got longer. But just like a good book, like once I was in, I just didn't want to stop
I found
playing.
the prologue way too fucking long.
Yeah.
It was it's like 3 hours. And
it is like 3 hours, actually.
And it's not...
Where it really wants you to introduce you to the characters and stuff, the world, and
there's
learn
some
all about the
funny-ass
school.
jokes, man. Like, they make fun of Splatoon.
Really?
Dragon Ball
They make
Z.
fun of Trump, Dragon Ball Z. There's some funny shit in there. Yeah.
The localization of this game, like NAS just knocked it out of the
There's
park.
a lot of
They did
swearing,
amazing.
too.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
there's a ton of swearing in this game. And of course, all the deaths are super over the top this time, from the punishments that Mr. Monokuma does to the person who's found guilty, to even the murders that you're trying to investigate are just so over the top. You're like, who would do this in real life? Like, how would I make this work? It's so crazy trying to piece together all the puzzles of who did what. So if you're into games like Phoenix Wright, I mean, Danganronpa is totally up your alley.
I do like Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, like if you like,
I've
like,
still never played
Trial
Phoenix
Sims
Wright.
games.
What?
I gotta do that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
It's on mobile now, too. Came out on iOS this week.
J'accuse is a good game.
Yeah. So
Objection.
Objection!
But yeah,
all three of us did it.
yeah. So Danganronpa, though, if you are new to the series, do not start with this game. Danganronpa V3 is meant to be a reboot of the series and takes place in a almost like a pseudo timeline. It connects back to the original games, but I wouldn't start with this one. I would still play 1 and 2. Number 1, because they just came to PS4, so they're on all the systems. You can probably get them pretty cheap, even if you don't buy the digital version. And they're still great games on their own. They still
I
really
heard
hold
there's
up.
references to 2 and 3.
There are references to both, but it is like very cursory. It's not key to the story. Again, it is very much trying to be its own thing, which is good because again, they'd wrapped up all the loose ends from Danganronpa 1 and 2 in the anime, the Danganronpa V3 anime that came out not too long ago, and this is sort of meant to be the start of like whatever's coming next for Danganronpa is what this game is supposed to serve as.
I bet you have a hint of what's to come.
Oh, I do, because I finished it, and I really want to tell someone, and I can't because there's no one to talk about this game right now with. But
Well, Ryan, the odds of me ever getting to the
I was
end
gonna say-
are pretty much next to nothing.
I was gonna say it's
But
a huge
one
chunk
day
of
I'm
this.
gonna sit there and try it because there isn't that many games coming out in the next like week that interest me all that much.
I'm in the same boat where I think this might be the time I play Horizon.
Yes,
Because
you
I-
gotta
Yes,
fucking play
yes.
Horizon.
I still haven't
and
played
the DLC
Horizon.
is coming soon, and
Yeah.
I can't fucking wait.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
pumped for that.
'Cause I mean-
I forget how to play that game, but I am really stoked to get
Yeah,
back
me
into
too.
it.
Here's what I remember. The arrows go in the green juice boxes.
Yeah. Shoot
Yeah.
the juice boxes.
Yeah.
Shoot them all.
Yeah, just like Destiny. Shoot
Yes.
the juice boxes.
So yeah, honestly, I was really impressed with Danganronpa V3 though. I think it's one of the best visual novels I've ever played. Definitely my favorite of the 3 in the series overall.
Big
Like
words, because you love the first 2.
I love Danganronpa so much. It's one of my favorite modern video game franchises.
Thus the Monokuma plushie.
Just thus the big Monokuma that I have in my lap that I got from Japan. It's so cool. So,
Ladies, if you're gonna sleep over with Ryan, you're gonna have to get used to a little bear in bed with you both.
Yeah, you gotta make room.
that should be a given because any video I've ever made for YouTube has Monokuma in it in some way.
It's true. It's very true.
Even if you didn't plan on him being in it,
Yeah.
He's just
just there.
He's just there.
he's gonna murder you.
That's the thing about Mr. Monokuma. You can't get rid of him. Even if you smash him to bits, he just reappears again.
Kind of like HIV.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like
Motherfucker,
that.
no.
Yeah.
No.
That's no.
So that's where we draw the line.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Well,
now that
we're
we're
silence. then.
Brock has made me sad again.
now that things are awkward and we're half an hour into the show, let's get on to Tokyo Game Show stuff, which is always weird.
TGS, yeah.
Yeah, TGS was this week.
Always weird shit goes down there. TGS famously has 2 press days and 1 open day.
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah.
And now the weird thing about this TGS that was sort of a something that started last TGS was just it's mostly mobile game announcements for the most part,
And lots of people cosplaying uncomfortably as Quiet from Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain.
or Junko from Danganronpa.
Right.
I have.
Because she's the most cosplayed character ever.
I'm gonna jump ahead. They announced that Final Fantasy mobile game at this thing, right? The new one? I don't know. There's a new Final Fantasy mobile game.
There's a Final Fantasy 15 one.
There's a
They
Final
already
Fantasy
announced.
No, there's another one, though.
There's a Final Fantasy mobile game that comes out like
They
it feels like every
announced
5
stuff for
minutes.
Brave Exodus, which is their mobile other mobile game.
Maybe that because I've been getting the weirdest fucking emails about
'Cause
it,
Lightning-
like bizarre emails.
Well, I didn't have it on the news report, but Lightning got added to Final Fantasy Brave Exodus.
Finally.
I don't know what that fucking means.
It's
but-
the mobile game.
Ah.
Yeah. Which again, none of the news we're going to read about is all mobile game stuff. In fact, almost all of this is from the PlayStation conference.
All right, let's dive in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, this will be stuff
also,
that
fuck mobile games.
Yep, exactly. Plus, all these announcements are things that I curated this with announcements that we'll actually see here.
Whoa. Mario Run is getting a big update, and I'm pretty excited about that because I thoroughly enjoy Mario Run.
All right, well, you can play Mario Run with your butthole through the
Hey.
mirror, looking at your butthole with the mirror, and then put your butthole on
I'll only
Yeah,
be
maybe
excited.
I will. you could play it at home thinking you had a Switch.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is the only way I can play a new Mario game right now is by playing the fucking mobile game.
Yeah. Or hey, you guys still have the 3DS, Drew.
Right, so you know what? I think I'm gonna get the Odyssey pack.
Yeah,
the one that comes
definitely
with
get the
two
Odyssey.
red controllers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the one to get if you're going to.
And I gotta play Odyssey. Like, come
Yeah.
on, let's be real.
Yeah.
You also need to play Zelda for God's
Is that
sake.
do need
October
to
or
play
November
Zelda.
Odyssey comes out?
October 27th.
Wow, that's soon.
That's like a month away
Wow.
from today.
Bum.
I can't believe it. So, Tokyo Game Show.
This is water, man.
First announcement.
Yes.
Monster Hunter World finally got a release date.
Yeah.
It's a worldwide release date, so it's coming out here the same day, January 26, 2018.
That is an
The game I
awesome
predicted 2 years ago.
The game you predicted 2 years ago. That doesn't count.
And that's
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
to the Switch?
Coming.
No, Xbox.
That's the Xbox and PS4 one.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End of January, perfect.
Now they did specify at the conference that's only the release date for the PS4 version. We don't know if it's coming to Xbox the same day. I would assume it would.
Didn't
but
Xbox
it's happening.
play that trailer on their conference?
No, PlayStation
No,
did.
PlayStation did.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's why I got really excited because I predicted that they were going to do a PS4 exclusive or PS exclusive Monster Hunter like the year before that.
Yeah.
I am very
And
excited
Ryan
for
said that would
game.
never happen. They'll never leave Nintendo.
Turns out they're leaving Nintendo.
So wrong.
Although
Well, no,
to be fair,
still
they're
with
still
Nintendo.
making. There's still a Switch
still
Monster
also
Hunter
making
came
it for Nintendo.
too. So yeah, this one is just PS4 and Xbox. It's more multiplayer focused than the other ones. From
Is
what
this
I've
the
heard.
one that's been out in Japan already?
No, this is
No.
it's coming out in Japan the same day as here.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Which is weird.
Yeah,
They
that usually doesn't
traditionally have not
happen.
done
Yeah.
that because it's typically been just a big Japanese game and not really that popular here. But they're trying to push for here.
Right. So
Thus the PS4.
next up, weird
We'll be
announcement.
playing Monster Hunter Go come 2019.
Yeah. So weird announcement. Konami has a new game, guys.
Yeah.
Get hyped.
Yeah.
Zone of the Enders 2, the second runner, is coming to PS4.
Yeah,
Get
finally an HD remake of an HD remake.
Yep, because there was an HD remake of it on PS3.
Yeah.
But this version is coming spring 2018 and will have 4K and PlayStation VR support.
Oh yeah, that's right.
you can-
you can throw up in VR
You can
with
jump in a
fancy
mech.
Kojima mechs. Yeah.
The real question is, will Hideo Kojima's name still be in the game?
No,
No,
they'll scrub it.
they can't do that.
Every instance of the name Hideo Kojima is going to be replaced with like
It's been all redacted.
bubbly fuck. Like, a game directed by bubbly fuck.
Yeah. I mean, Zone of the Enders 2, I know there's a niche audience that really likes that game. I like mech games. I wasn't a huge
I
fan
have
of
no
it.
idea what this
I
is.
like Zone of the Enders 1. I did not play 2. So
It's
I don't
like
know.
an anime style mech game. It was made by
But
Kojima, though.
But like space mech game.
Unless it's Gundam Wing, I don't care.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even like that. So
Then no.
It's a weird game,
Yeah.
but I know a lot of people are really high about this.
Are there giant statues of the mechs in Japan somewhere?
No.
Then it's not good
There
enough.
are Gundams, though.
There are.
There are.
I took a photo there.
Gundams make the cut.
Yeah.
but not.
Although they took down the
Not so.
RX-78 that was at the Tokyo Mall and instead of replacing it with a Gundam Exia, I believe. Like the one from 00, I think is what they're replacing it with.
Totally, yeah. I know everything that you're saying right now.
I know all the Gundam fandom.
Totally.
I know.
Yeah.
I like
Hit me
Gundam a
up.
lot, guys.
Yeah,
Barely.
you know, like the new one that's like big and white. and
Actually,
has some
Gundam
blue.
00 was from 2008.
HW37
Yeah.
Calgary.
It would
That's
have
like the model that's used to like battle. Right?
Yeah.
It was
Is that the one? Okay, whenever I search gifs for boner, there's one Gundam clip of the guy looking like he's getting the robot.
No, we cannot just move past that. How often are you searching for gifts of boner?
All the time. Every time I hear good news, I'm like, this is exciting. This gives me a boner.
Hang on, Drew. Did you just meet Brock? Like,
How many times have I used that in our conversations? I'm like, oh shit, there's. I can't think of anything right now.
I did send you a picture of a gooey duck recently, which is a giant clam that has a long, like, proboscis-like filter thing onto the.
See, I don't remember that, but I would probably give you a boner back.
It looks like a huge dick, though.
Oh,
You remember
so,
that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we were talking about that dick website.
Yep. Anyways, what's that? So that's a Gundam, because that's the thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
obviously,
it would have been better if it was Strike Freedom. 'Cause, you know.
Anyway, so Zone of the Enders, fuck it.
It's happening.
Yawn.
So, speaking
Good job, Konami. You win again.
Yep. Speaking of Metal Gear, segue. Square Enix has announced Left Alive, a new quote-unquote survival action title landing in 2018. Now, this is kind of cool because it's being developed by former From Software producer Toshifumi Nabashima, who worked on Armored Core and Chrome Hounds. So he's a mech guy. The game also features character designs from Yoshi Shinkawa as well. Now,
Ooh,
in
Yoshi
case you guys,
Shinkawa.
yeah, in case you guys don't know who he is, he actually does all the character designs for the Metal Gear games. And he's also the one who does all those really cool pieces of art for Metal Gear. So if you've ever seen like the cover art for any of the Metal Gear games or some of the character art, like that's his art. Like,
Is
really
he
cool.
the reason why all the mechs in Metal Gear have big dicks? Think about
Partially, but maybe that's a
it.
Kojima
They
thing.
all have like penis.
Why do they
They all
have
have
penises?
phalluses, yeah.
What do they use them for?
I don't know, robot fucking, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
So
Add any of that to my history tonight.
Fact. Indisputable fact. Robots fuck better than people.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. They probably last longer than 30 seconds, which is
Yeah.
all about I'm good
And they
for.
can they can keep a rhythm. Come on. Stupid robots.
so
But
the
can
game
they set the mood?
Yeah, they can't love.
no,
yeah.
they just can't.
Just Michael Bolton robots. That's my tip.
Yeah.
So the game itself
That's your tip, all right.
takes place in the Front Mission universe. Now it's a real deep cut because most people don't know Front Mission.
I like Front Mission a lot.
So Drew,
One of my favorite games of all time is Front Mission Gun Hazard. That's an even deeper cut. If you know Gun Hazard, good for you.
tell people at home what Front Mission is.
So Front Mission is it's kind of like, I don't know, XCOM. It's
or like Final Fantasy Tactics.
Final Fantasy Tactics. It's a strategy RPG, but you
With
have
mechs.
mechs, and you do like loadouts for the mechs and pilots, and they all have different abilities.
And God, we haven't seen a Front Mission game since like the PSP days. I think the PSP Front Mission was the last one.
Really?
Gun Hazard is
It's
such
been
a
so
stupid
long.
name. They just combine two things that are in the game.
It's a Japanese
I
game. Don't worry.
get that, but like it makes no sense.
It's a Japanese game. It's a
Okay.
Japanese only game. There was
Alright.
no North American version of
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I mean it's better than Revengeance.
That was back in the good old days where they just like take two cool sounding English words
Right.
and put them together.
like Revengeance.
Like Revengeance.
Yes, exactly. So, Left Alive looks pretty cool. Again, the trailer itself, though, I'm not super impressed by it,
I
but the
did not
concept
like the
sounds
trailer.
cool. So, I'm excited to at least see what this game is next year. But it's a Square Enix game, which means it could just take for fucking ever. We don't know about that.
Yeah.
So, next up, a game I'm really excited about. Dragon's Crown Pro has been officially announced. We talked about this last week a little bit, but now we got the deets on it. So, it's
The deets.
it features a native 4K visual set. In fact, it doesn't run in checkerboarded 4K. It runs natively in 4K, which is something a lot of PS4 Pro games don't do, which is pretty cool. It has crossplay with the PS3 and Vita versions. So if you're still, for some reason, playing multiplayer with the Vita version of Dragon's Crown, you have someone to play with now,
Yeah, you do.
which is sweet. It's
It's me.
yeah. I
guess.
also have the Vita version of
Yeah.
Dragon's Crown, so there you go.
Crossplay.
Yeah, get hyped.
Cross stress.
It is
Crossplay.
It's coming to PS4 in Japan on January 25th, but there's no word of a North American release date just yet. Atlas hasn't really said anything about this. Atlas is the one who publishes it. It's from Vanillaware, the same people who make Odin Sphere and Muramos at the Demon's Blade.
When are we gonna get a new game from those guys?
Well, they have a new game in development too that we also know very little about.
Is it called Catherine 2?
It was announced in 2015. Catherine is made by the Persona team.
Yeah, as opposed to Vanillaware that does the games with the big jiggling boobies.
Because also, Odin Sphere was originally, instead of Odin Sphere, they were going to do a sequel to Dragon's Crown, but they were redoing assets, using some of the assets from Odin Sphere, and they were like, you know what, let's turn this into a game instead. And that HD remake of Odin Sphere was fantastic. So I'm excited to see what they do with Dragon's Crown.
Okay.
For sure. So, even a weirder story coming up next. Cat collecting sim Neku Atsume is coming to PSVR next year. The game is a reworked version of the hit mobile game where you, yes, you, collect cats and hang out with them in your apartment.
My friend Lauren got absolutely fucking obsessed with this game. Like, obsessed.
There's a lot of people who are obsessed with this game.
I was so bored. There is nothing to do in that game, and I do not like cats.
Because all you do is literally hang out with cats.
Yeah, but if you're way into cats, though.
But why? Like, it's just so boring. I guess because the cats are nice to you in that game, which is unusual.
Yeah.
Plus,
Cats are mean.
Cats are really mean.
Yeah, but it's a game for cat lovers. I don't know if any of us are really cat lovers.
Is it by cat
I don't
lovers?
mind cats.
I tolerate cats at best.
Yeah.
I think.
No, but you're not like, you're not going to go out of your way to get a bunch of cats.
I do like cats. It's just I don't like cleaning up their poop. If they pooped outside, they'd be better.
Yeah.
I mean, they do poop outside, but if you could like train them to poop outside, like if I could take my cat for a walk and have it poop like my dog.
You'd be that guy with the cat on the leash, though, and that'd be really weird.
I know.
There are people
I'm aware of that.
You'd still have to pick up the poop. You can't just leave it there.
I know, but I don't like the idea of them like peeing and pooping in a little box
in your house?
in the corner of my house all day long.
I bet they don't like you peeing and pooping in your house either.
But I make it go away.
They don't.
In both cases, I make it go away.
They try and make it go away.
Yeah,
they bury it. They throw it around.
You see, that's also problematic. Yeah, well, what can you do?
All right, last two stories before we move on to other news. So there were two trailers this week, one for Shadow of the Colossus and one for Detroit Become Human. But the fun thing about the Detroit Become Human trailer was it had the Japanese voice track on it, which sounds really cool. But one of the cool things about this is Shadow of the Colossus is still slated for 2018, but Detroit Become Human, the trailer said 2018 on it. We had never been given a date or a year for Detroit Become Human.
Okay.
So it sounds like it's actually coming out next year.
That makes sense. I mean, it's playable. There's a demo of it. It's got to be ramping up to come out soon.
It's one of those games we expected to come out next year, but we had never had confirmation about it until now. Like, that and Days Gone were the only games Sony showed at E3 that they didn't put dates on. So now we kind of at least know when Detroit's coming out, which is cool. Plus, I want to play in Japanese now. So there's that.
Yeah.
And last news story, because this is just a funny one. Indie Creates has announced Galgun 2 is coming to PS4.
Yeah, Galgun.
And that's all we need to say about that game.
No, we got to talk about what Galgun is. You brought it up, man.
All right, tell the people at home what Galgun is.
You must now.
Ryan's note said we're moving on, Drew.
You now must walk down this dark road. So Galgun is a game.
It's an older arcade game
where you shoot horny teenagers that want to have sex with you.
Yeah. Well, actually,
some confusing thing about, like,
they get angry at you because you are infected with some kind of like virus or something that causes them.
There's
to
something about
be
Cupid's
angry with
arrow,
you.
and then you shoot them with a gun, and then they get horny and have orgasms, and then fall down.
That's kind of what you do with your gun in that game.
This sounds like a game of the year.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I want to play this. What systems is coming for, and when can I buy it?
PS4 and Vita.
It was on PS3.
Yeah, well, it was.
There
was a PS4
What happens
version.
if I don't shoot the horny teens?
They murder you.
They murder you. They kill you. You should. They're like zombies, but they want to. You have to make them have orgasms instead of.
I think
shooting
you
them in
guys
the
are
head.
just missing the deep metaphors in this game, Ryan.
I guess.
Yeah. No, I'm not missing it. It's pretty clear what's going on here. It's about fucking. Yeah. Yeah.
I was kind of like that as a teenager. I turned into a zombie.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like brains.
But like I was like all disproportionate and weird, so like in the worst ways.
Yeah.
So just like so just come shambling at girls with I like boobs, and then they push you away.
You guys are weird, man.
That's the whole Galgun experience.
There you go. You've wrapped it up.
All right. Well,
All right.
add that to my list.
Yeah, let's move on.
Look up the Jeff Gersman creeper cam, and you'll have a good time.
That's all the news we had sort of from Tokyo Game Show. There were a ton of other announcements, but they're all smaller announcements, and we just only have so much time in the day. So let's move on now to the actual news that's coming this week. So Rockstar has announced that on Thursday, September 28th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, RockstarGames.com will be getting some kind of update on Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh.
While all signs point to a new trailer, we don't know anything about this at all. It was just a tweet saying, come check out our website at this time. They could also be announcing the release date because the game is still scheduled to be released sometime in spring 2018.
I could really use a new trailer.
Yeah.
So that's good news.
Something. I need something about that game. Like anything.
Yeah.
Though the trailer's coming out, that means the game is probably on probably gonna come out in spring.
Just like when the big Grand Theft Auto trailer came out, like the story trailer.
Yeah.
When they had that come out, then that's when they announced the date.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
I can't
the
wait to
Nico
hear
one.
their song. They use.
Yeah, they're gonna pick a random song this time. But yeah, I'm
a random
excited.
song? Like, do they literally
random
spin the wheel of songs?
You know what I'm gonna do when we see that trailer? I'm gonna
What?
send you guys a boner gif.
There you go.
There we go.
We'll have a robot.
Will it actually be a boner though? Like, will it actually be like a penis?
That's for you to find out.
I mean, it's gotta leave some surprise in.
Rock, we gotta talk about you sending me dick pics, man. This is too
Alright.
much.
We're just a couple of guys checking on each other's dicks.
But once a week is enough.
Okay. Sorry, it was 7 times this week, but
And
you
don't
know.
worry, that's normal. It's okay.
That's okay. I thought of something else we talked about earlier in the show I can send you for next time.
Ah.
I just don't want to know.
No, you probably don't.
All right. Sticking with anime, let's talk more about anime stuff. So P-Cube has announced that Chaos Child will finally be coming to North America on October 24th on PS4, PC, and PS Vita. Chaos Child is a visual novel that takes place in the same universe as Steins Gate. It is apparently really awesome, so I'm really excited to get this game. But it came out in Japan like 2 years ago. It's just taken forever to get here, I guess. But, I mean, the Steins Gate games have finally started to come over here, and they had been out in Japan forever, too. So it sounds like they're like actually selling well here.
We gotta start putting
Really more of
these games on planes from Japan instead of like these boats they keep getting on.
I mean, this
It's
is just
taking
like
too long.
just like a good book.
That's why they're like they take so long to get here, right?
Hey, guys.
They travel by boat.
We can just use the internet now. You can just send it
Right?
over,
Like-
send it through the pipes.
Yeah,
the internet pipes.
Google will just go through and turn it into English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have that great translating service.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I'm sure that never fails.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. If it's like a little bit off, it probably won't even make any fucking sense anyway.
Yeah,
It's
like, as
I
it
don't
is,
know.
like we're not getting the cultural references
Yeah.
regardless. So.
Why is that chick not wearing any clothes? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
No, nobody knows.
What happened to that murdered guy over there? Oh, who knows?
Yeah, whatever.
Watashi wa ichiban no hama gozaimasu.
Let's see.
Nani?
Ah, konnichiwa.
Nandeo.
Bakane.
Oh, that's like a Duolingo podcast.
Yeah,
over here.
yeah. I'll use the 2 words I know.
I called you an idiot because that's what Bakane means.
That's what fucking it means, yeah.
All right, so next up, speaking to something you mentioned a few minutes earlier, Brock, Don't Nod has announced their new action RPG. Vampire has been delayed until spring 2018. There's a
sad.
big quote that I won't read because I was going to read it, but we're running short on time. Basically, to sum it up the quote, he's just saying that rather than compromise on the game's quality, they're just delaying it.
Cool by me. Game looks
Perfect.
fucking awesome. Take all the time you need.
It's the that's the Vampire Dark Souls, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks great.
Well, no, the Vampire Dark Souls you're thinking of is Code Vein, which is
Yeah.
from
Oh, yeah.
Bandai Namco. This is from the same people who make Life is Strange.
Oh.
But it's a vampire action RPG.
And you can kill
Okay.
all the people.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
And if you kill all the people, the bodies line up and rats
or
come.
likewise, if you don't kill enough people, then you start to lose power because you're a vampire.
I kind of feel like that's just how I live my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know? Yeah.
chilling, killing.
Yeah. If I don't murder enough people, I lose my power.
Yeah.
All right. We have
All
some
right,
things to
moving on.
talk about after
Moving
this.
on.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the previously announced multiplayer mode for Final Fantasy 15
fuck.
finally has a release date, guys.
I'm
Thank
sorry,
God.
multiplayer mode for Final Fantasy.
Are
15?
people-
They
Are
did
peop-
announce this a long time ago.
Are people still playing this game? Do people still care about this game?
I don't know. Apparently, though.
I saw a
There's-
DB Games for $20
There's
new
the
today.
there's the fishing game that's coming soon.
This is part of the whole legacy of the game wasn't done when it came out. You know, like
Yeah.
this
Well,
is
because there was the
stupid.
season pass content, and then now there's this multiplayer mode that's free for everyone.
Well, now there's the fishing mode.
So in this game, in this mode, you can create your own character and tackle new challenges with other players. That's the description that's great.
No thanks.
Very fun.
October 31st, everybody, you can finally hang out with Noctis as someone else. You can finally play as a girl in that game.
Can you play as the guy who doesn't wear a shirt all the time? What's
No,
his
because
name?
you're making your own character.
Can you play a version of the game that's good?
Can you play? Can you play as the guy who takes the pictures? Can I just
Prompto?
take pictures? Just play as Pronto?
He had his own episode Prompto.
Pronto Snap.
Yeah.
The grade.
Yeah, that'd be good.
His was the gritty chapter, if you can believe it.
I love the backstory for him. It's for fat guys like me, it's really encouraging. So the whole thing is like he was like a fat awkward nerd, and then he wanted to be cool like the prince. So then he got really trim and fit, and then they accepted him. Yep. Yeah, that's sending a really positive message.
He also takes photos of everybody.
Yeah, and then he takes pictures of everybody
because
clearly
he's artsy and sensitive.
Because he's a clinical narcissist.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway,
instead of eating, he's shooting.
That's right.
All right.
What?
I don't know. He's taking photos to suppress his hunger.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
All right. Sticking with Square Enix, everybody, and this is Brock's favorite news of the week.
Fuck off.
The details are Final Fantasy XIV's 4.1 patch have been announced.
Hooray.
The patch will contain new post-campaign main scenario quests, a new dungeon called the Drowned City of Scala, an updated version of the original raid from the original game, the Binding Coil of Bahamut, and more. It will also see the release of the much anticipated 24-man raid Return to Ivalice, which features work from guest creator Yasumi Matsuno, who was the director on Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy XII, aka the two Final Fantasy games that actually took place in Ivalice, which is kind of cool for Final Fantasy nerds like me. It's available in early October.
Move on.
For anyone who's excited to see that game.
Keep going.
You wouldn't read this poor guy's 2-sentence quote, but you're going to read all this about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, because that game's awesome. I can't wait to...
Gotta hear those patch notes.
You know, Brock... that my love obsession for Destiny is now over because Final Fantasy XIV's back with new content. I've moved on now.
You're done. You need to delete that game from your hard drive and never play it again.
Or I just keep giving them money and just keep it on my hard drive and keep playing it.
That's what they want you to do.
I mean, I just play as a ninja and do my ninja stuff. All right, and last news story this week. As per our news story last week, Fortnite's new PvP mode, Battle Royale's beta, went so well last week because we talked about how they had announced the new player-unknown Battlegrounds-esque mode for Fortnite that was in beta last week. Well, it went so well that they're just releasing it on the 26th to everyone, including people who don't actually own Fortnite, which is kind of cool. So anyone who purchased the game because of the beta, because Epic did express that there were people who had bought the Fortnite when they heard about this announcement just to try out the mode. Any of those people can get a reimbursement from Epic. They just said just contact them. They'll do it no problem. But this is kind of cool that it's actually a free to play thing. That even though you and I didn't buy Fortnite, we can check out this mode, which actually sounds kind of cool. Like it's a 100 player PvP mode, just like PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. It's pretty much the same thing, except with building. You can build stuff in this. But there was some beef on Twitter this week, Brock, you might have seen, between Epic Games and Bluehole Games, the makers of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and how they did not like the fact that this is basically a carbon copy of their game.
That's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You're a carbon copy of every other fucking shooting game.
Well,
it is a game that started as a mod first, but I mean, this is gonna happen. This happened with Counter-Strike. You just have to deal with it. If something becomes crazy popular, people are gonna want to put it in their game.
Right.
And it's just a mode.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yep. And it's a free play thing.
Also, don't worry about it because no one gives a fuck about Fortnite. So
well, I don't know. Fortnite's numbers after they announced this, the beta, totally spiked. That's the whole reason they're releasing this as a free to play mode. Yeah, is a ton of people are interested in.
A ton of people tried it. It doesn't mean they liked it.
Well,
yeah. And it's free, so they're gonna give it a
I'm gonna
college go.
I'm gonna play it. I'm excited because I still haven't played PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, the hit PC game, because I don't play PC games.
That's right.
So, all right. So
it's too good for us.
Let's talk about this week's new releases, guys. There's a lot of games coming out this week. It's definitely the fall season. So first up, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 comes to Nintendo Switch this week. In fact, it came out on Friday. It just hadn't been announced when we recorded last week's podcast, so we're mentioning it here. One of the coolest announcements out of the TGS conference from Sony is that Final Fantasy IX, a port of the PC version, is now available on PS4.
Didn't we talk about that last week?
No, because they didn't announce it.
We didn't?
No.
We talked about it coming, didn't we?
No.
I thought we talked about it because I said I wanted to go back and replay
We talked about Final Fantasy IX because we were talking about Final Fantasy in general.
We talked about that.
It has I think the worst character design, but I really like that game.
Yeah, because they didn't announce it until the Sony press conference, which I think was on Tuesday. Oh. And we record on Sunday.
I've been having dreams about this podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks really cool.
I know what you're dreaming about.
Got all the same features as the Steam version. It has Like the you can avoid random battles. You can play the whole game without combat if you want to. Things like that. Which is kinda
Cool.
Next up, FIFA 18 for you soccer people out there.
Nope.
Out this week. There you go. The best-selling game this year is out this week. FIFA 18. Actually, probably not. Next up, Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony comes out on Friday. I think
Ryan says it's a good game and you should play it.
Go buy that game. It's
Yeah.
real good. Next up, Pinball FX3 comes out this week.
Are they still putting those out?
Yeah, but this is like the sequel to Pinball FX2.
Oh, the sequel.
Okay.
Do I have to play the second one to get the third one?
You might have to play it to get the story.
Yeah, like you want to understand the journey of the pinball person.
I believe they also stated that all the Pinball FX tables, if you already own them from the original game or its sequel, all come into this version.
Oh,
for
thank
free, too.
God.
Which is cool.
That's nice fan service right there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next game. A lot of people are excited about. Brock and I are not super excited about this game, though. SteamWorld Dig 2.
I can't tell if I should be excited. It got really good reviews, but
It was
I don't
really
think
cool.
I like it one bit.
I like the idea of it.
I think it looks kind of cool, but I'm like,
I
I don't know if it's a
art.
game for me. Like, I love
Yeah.
Metroidvania games, but I don't really like the art style or the characters. Like, I don't know, man. There's something about
And
it.
this is a big loot game, isn't it?
Yeah.
You gotta
Well,
dig-
it's not a loot game. It is like a Metroid game or a Castlevania game where you're backtracking to get different things to unlock different areas. of the
I
level.
do not like that.
Well,
Backtracking's not really my thing.
you're not a Metroid person then, or a Castlevania person.
I'm not really.
You just don't fit in with this podcast now. Get out.
Okay.
Oh, jeez, he's talking smack, Drew.
I'm gonna call my new podcast Moose Game.
Oh,
There's already a moose game.
it already exists.
Oh.
Yeah, it's what you get when you Google us.
Okay, I'm gonna call it Sexy Moose Game.
Okay, all right, that's
All right.
fine.
All
That-
right,
that's
see.
different enough.
You'll definitely get hits with that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
true.
Yeah.
And I'll be naked.
Well, you'll definitely get hits with that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
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 Next up, Batman: The Enemy Within Episode 2 is out this week.
You liked the first episode, didn't you?
Yeah, it was really good. Even though the Riddler himself was not a great villain, like all the other cursory characters were really interesting. So I'm really interested to see what they do. Because this time around, it's going to focus on Harley Quinn and Deadshot basically coming to Gotham for the first time, essentially, in this universe, which is kind of cool.
And hopefully they get Harley Quinn right.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully she
Unlike
doesn't.
unlike the Suicide Squad.
Or the recent animated film,
Yeah.
the Harley Quinn animated film, where she literally like sexually assaults Robin, who's tied to her bed.
Yeah.
That's,
That's a
that
little
movie
creepy.
was creepy as fuck.
Hot.
Bruce Timm, it turns out, is a fucking
Well,
weirdo.
Little naked Robin in
Between-
your bed. I'm into it.
Between that and The Killing Joke, I don't know how well they're nailing Batman fiction and animated.
Holy
films.
shit, the
No.
Killing Joke was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Yeah. Next up, Arcade Archives Mario Brothers is out on Switch this week, so you can go
How
play
much
it.
is that gonna set me
Wait.
back?
Is it Mario Brothers or Super Mario
It's
Brothers?
Mario Brothers.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
No, 'cause-
How many times do you have to put this fucking game out?
Well,
Nobody wants to play it.
Here's the
Nobody
thing.
wants to throw the fucking POW thing and make shit. It's
Where's
lame.
I want original Donkey Kong. I want arcade Donkey Kong.
Yeah, like nobody goes, oh, I really love the original Mario Brothers. No, people want to play like Donkey Kong and Centipede, and that's it.
Yeah.
People want to play like that shit. Nobody wants to play that stupid fucking Mario game.
How much
That's
is
how I
this,
feel
how
about-
much is it gonna set me back? How much?
$7, I think.
Too much.
Oh, that is way
Because
too much.
that's just how much the Arcade Archive games.
I could
cost.
buy
Same
like
price as any one of
I
those.
could buy an original arcade cabinet for $5. Have it shipped to my house. This is the original Mario. 'Cause people are fucking giving those things away. People will pay me to take them.
Now-
To haul them away as trash.
To play devil's advocate, the other games you mentioned, other than Donkey Kong, are coming. They just haven't announced when they're coming. They're just coming
Or
this
just
year.
give me a virtual console.
Yeah, this is just the first of the Arcade Archives Nintendo titles,
Right.
which is why it's interesting.
Hurry! Are we gonna play 20 questions today?
No.
No.
We don't have time for it. We got like 10 minutes. Next up, Total War Warhammer 2 is out this week on
Yes.
PC for all those
That game looks
PC
like fun.
dorks. Yep.
Yeah. And Warhammer Dorks.
Yep. Anyone who likes real-time strategy games, because actually we haven't really gotten one
Sorry,
besides.
I'm sad now that we're not playing 20 questions.
Yeah, StarCraft is like the only other real-time strategy game we've gotten this year, so it's kind of cool to actually see one on the list. Next up, Cuphead finally comes out on Friday.
Cuphead is out.
Oh,
It's
hey!
finally happening.
I'll be doing something with Xbox Canada tomorrow for Cuphead, so
Oh,
you
okay.
can stay tuned. It'll be edited and put up on Xbox's shit.
Oh,
their
you're
YouTube
doing one of
channel?
those.
I'm doing one of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick my wiener in a cup.
I don't think Xbox is gonna like that you're saying that.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either.
But I'm gonna do it anyways.
Do I have to edit that out now?
No,
No.
it's
Alright,
fine.
okay.
Just run with it.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Next up, other thing coming out this Friday, the SNES Classic Edition is coming out on Friday as well. Get hype, motherfuckers. Brock and I can't wait. We get ours on Friday.
Yeah.
Provided.
I'll be selling mine to some sucker on the street.
Yeah, I'm not getting one. I'll buy a retro pie.
I'm actually really not very excited for it anymore.
Yeah?
I was, but now I'm like,
I'm gonna come over and play StarCraft 2 at Ryan's place, and then I'll be done. Then I'll be over it.
yeah, I don't really, the only really,
StarCraft 2,
I really
Star
just want
Fox
to play
2.
Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Secret of Mana.
Yeah.
I
Well,
got
Secret
time
of Mana
for-
is really good. But
I don't
Chrono
have
Trigger's
time
on
for
there.
playing that right now.
What about? But it has Super Mario RPG
It does
in
have
it.
Super Mario RPG.
Yeah. I just don't have a boxed copy of Final Fantasy 3 because they're bloody expensive.
That too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to actually be able to play that with a Super Nintendo controller again.
That was one of the $100 cartridges back in the day.
It's still ridiculously expensive when you
Yeah.
look for it. Or even Earthbound's in this collection too.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
trying to get an Earthbound cartridge for under $400.
Okay, I'm a little
Good luck.
excited again.
Yeah.
I'll just chip away at those games and never finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Super
know
Girls
you,
with
I know,
Ghosts.
I know you will. They're long ass.
They're long ass games.
Yeah, they're
Super
there's like
Mario
40 hour
RPG
games.
is like 30, 40 hours. That's
Yeah.
a long ass game.
Yeah.
And you gotta grind
Yeah.
because it's hard.
Get
It's
on
an
your
old
grind, Neil.
RPG, of course you do. And I mean, it's not like you're ever going to finish Super Ghouls and Ghosts either, because that game's fucking ridiculously difficult.
That's what you think. Yeah, I did not like that game.
That game is so hard.
I did not like
Or
that game.
Contra
as a
3,
kid.
the Alien Wars is also in there. You're never finishing that game either,
No.
because that's really hard.
I probably won't play most of those games.
Yep.
Let's be honest.
And the last game that comes out this week, Gundam Versus, out this week. I mean, it's like Dynasty Warriors and it has Gundams in it. Cool. I like Gundam and I'm not even excited about it. All right.
We talked about Gundam way too much this episode.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm all Gundam out.
So we're gonna sort of wrap up here now, but before we go,
Yeah.
Drew plugs go.
I'm at D McMillan on Twitter, and we have a website. It's www.game-moose.com. You can go there. There's things there that are written, and also some videos.
Yep.
It's a great time. You should do that.
It's a good website with purple.
Also, subscribe to our YouTube thingy.
Yep.
You gotta search for Game Moose on YouTube and find this video and our handsome faces.
Yep. Or if you want an easy way to get to that, go to game-moose.com/video
Yes.
with our videos there. And if you click the little YouTube button when you're playing a video, it'll bring you to our YouTube page.
And then you can subscribe, so please do that.
Please do that. It really helps, especially because once we get 100 subscribers, we can just say go to youtube.com/gamemoose.
Yeah.
And it'll be easy.
The dream is alive.
Yeah. And Brock, where can people find you?
Oh man, you can find me on Twitter at Brock McLaughlin,
Yeah, he's there.
where I'm usually talking shit. You can find me on my website,
Yep.
brockstargaming.com.
.com, yeah.
With all kinds of cool stuff.
It's not a .org.
My mom says it's her 27th favorite website.
Oh, excellent.
And you also
Wow.
find me over on Xbox Canada's YouTube, Facebook, social
Sometime this week.
Sometime this week.
Yeah.
Probably
Sometime this
on the release of Cuphead.
Yeah.
Or the day before.
Okay.
You thought the Kate Upton and Conan O'Brien video for Cuphead was good? Just
Yeah.
wait till you see mine.
I'm sure it's better. 'Cause
It's
the
happening.
Kate Upton one for Conan O'Brien was very uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, it was not very good.
It was
not
wasn't
very
funny.
good. No.
It was just like Conan talking about wanting to touch her boobs the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Being creepy.
That's weird, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just play the game.
Also, big piece of housekeeping since we're talking about Brock's plugs. Brock, you're actually not going to be with us next week.
Nope.
You're
No.
going to be away.
I will
Actually,
be
basically
away.
over 2 weeks. Basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Well, yeah, I don't think
Like,
there's an
'cause
episode for Thanksgiving. is there?
Thanksgiving. We
Yeah,
might.
we're talking about that.
We might have to take that week off. I don't know.
But main thing is we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Yes.
Which will be fun.
So I'll be gone.
Yep.
So it'll be a more of enjoyable experience for everyone at home.
Yay.
No, it just means less dicks. I don't know if that's more or less better or worse.
we have a fill-in guest, but we haven't confirmed them, so we shouldn't announce them yet. But
No.
it's very exciting.
We'll
I'm
talk about
excited
it this
Who
week.
it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, speaking of Kate Upton, I watched
Segue?
the new William H. Macy movie this week called The Layover.
Oh yeah.
William H. Macy has made 2 films now, I believe. His first one was okay. It's called Rudderless.
You mean like directed?
Directed, yes. His second one was an abomination of film. It was probably the
Oh,
most
boy.
painful hour and a half of my life.
Oh boy.
With Kate Upton and a bunch of other unknown actors.
All right.
Yeah.
Good
so
to know.
don't watch that movie.
But was it worse than Valentine's Day?
Yes, it was.
Or New Year's Eve? Or
Yes.
New Year's Eve?
Yep. Yes, it was.
How?
Yes, it
Those
was.
movies
it
are
was
really
up there.
bad.
It was very, very bad.
All right, let me ask you one more question. Was it worse than movie 43?
Yes, it
Whoa.
was. I also
Holy
really bad.
I also rewatched The Room
No,
last
no,
night.
what the
and
fuck?
It's worse than that.
Well, the room's
Whoa.
amazing, though.
The room is a masterpiece. It's a modern masterpiece.
It really is.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
What's new with
it
your
gets me
sex
every
life?
time when he says,
at
"Oh,
least,
hi, Mark."
At least, like in number 43, You have Gerard Butler as a fucking gnome, like a swearing horrible gnome, which is kind of funny, or a leprechaun or something.
Yeah. He's not, definitely not a gnome.
There were some funny
little
bits
folklore
in
people.
movie 43.
I guess, but when I think about movie 43, it's probably the worst movie I've actually seen.
No, this is worse. This is so horrible. It was filmed at the Sheraton by the airport in Vancouver.
Oh,
that's where all the good movies are made.
Yeah.
All the good porn.
Yeah. This was pretty much. Yeah, actually, there was no boobies.
Yeah, so it was the quality of a pornographic film, but without any of the penetration.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was very bad.
Oh boy. All right, so yeah. The podcast is over now.
Hey, hold on.
end.
Ryan hasn't given us his plugs.
I was gonna say, I have to wrap up.
Please, I want it to be over.
All right, it's almost over, Drew. So, of course, you can find me on Twitter at Ryan Turford. That's TURFORD. You also find me on Game Moose as well with some reviews. So, as I mentioned, Danganronpa and Metroid should be out on Monday night at the latest for both, because I'm almost done both.
Pew, 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 pew.
Pretty sweet. Honestly, I like both games, so I mean, you can just take that as well as your review if you want. Other thing, housekeeping notes. We will be talking about Extra Life more next week. We pretty much have a date that we're going to discuss more after we stop recording, but look for updates about that on next week's show. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do a 24-hour live stream. Brock is not going to fall asleep this time.
Nah.
Well, maybe. Tune in to find out. Anyways, for Drew McMillan and Brock McLaughlin, I'm Ryan Turford. This has been episode 95 on the Game Moose Podcast, and we're out!
See, that feels weird when I do that like that.